Hey guys, what's up? Christina here. Welcome back. Or if this is your first time on the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're going to have a great time here. We love to help you out. My brother and I, we run this thing. And yeah, we're going to get you through your classes. All right? So let's do some math. In this case, we're doing systems of equations, and we have a beautiful word problem here. So let's try it out. In this one, it says that we have 276 students enrolled in a freshman level chemistry class. Ooh, I love a freshman chemistry class, right? It's like your first time, if you haven't taken it, in high school, it's like your first real big, science class, other than bio. But it's exciting. A lot of math, and if you guys are in chem, I got you covered. We did a whole class of chemistry on the channel, thousands of videos just for you guys. So if you need to, check it out. But anyway, let's keep going, shall we? 276 students enrolled in a freshman level chemistry class. By the end of the semester, 5 times the number of students passed as failed. Maybe this word is supposed to be passed, then failed? Probably. I think what this is trying to say is 5 times the number of students passed, then failed, meaning that you have 5 times the amount that passed, and then only, whatever the remainder is, failed. Find the number of students who passed and the number of students who failed. Okay. Now, the easiest thing and the best advice that I can give you is right off the bat, right? If you have a word problem, generally we have to solve this using a formula. And with formula always comes variables. So the first thing always to do is to always list your variables. And it doesn't matter what letters you use, right? You want to use A, B, C? Go for it. X, Y, Z? Sure. To me, it doesn't matter. So you could make it fun, spruce it up, use different letters. I'm a little boring, right? And I like tradition, and I like systematic things. So I'm going for X. X marks the spot. So I'll start off my first variable as an X value, right? And maybe we'll use blue for this. We'll use blue for our variables. Now, X equals. Now, let's see. They said that 276 students enrolled in a freshman level chem class. Okay, so they're just students, right? But now, some of the students passed and some of them failed. We want to find out who passed and who failed. These are the variables, right? We don't know how many passed. We don't know how many failed. So that's what's going to be our variables. And if you want to, you want to use the past as X, go for it. If you want to use past as somebody else, you could, use that letter as well. So for me, maybe I'll say X equals the number of students who passed. Yip, yip, hooray. Now, if I use X again, that means that the number of students that passed and the number of students that failed are going to be the same number. But in the second sentence, they said that 5 times the number of students passed, then failed. So we know that they're not the same number. So I can't use X. I have to use another letter. And I'm going right for the other letter that is usually used, which is Y. Why? I don't know. That's just the way it goes. I don't know. That's just the way it goes. It's math. Anyway, so Y equals, if X is the students who pass, Y is the students who fail. And if you use the chem videos that are on the channel, this number would be 0. Yay. Nobody would fail. Okay. But maybe they didn't use Glaser tutoring. They didn't find the channel. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, here we go. So, now, the main thing here, and it's, imperative that you remember, that the total number of variables that you have equals the total number of formulas you need. So in this case, you have 2 variables, right? You have X and you have Y. That means that you have to have 2 equations. So let's start it off. Let's find out equation number 1. and maybe we'll take it from the first sentence. The first sentence said that 276 students enrolled. And when you enroll in a class, this is in the beginning. So the enrollment is going to be everybody that was taking the course, no matter whether they passed or whether they failed. Both of these are who enrolled. So the 276 is divvied up between the students that passed and the students that failed. So if I add together the students that passed, which was X, plus the students that failed, which was Y, we should get a total of, yeah, you got it, 276 students. Equation number 1 is done. Now let's keep reading and let's do equation number 2. Now they said that by the end of the semester, 5 times the number of students passed as failed. Now I'm going to take this as 5 times the amount of students passed then failed. Now if we use that, that means that there was way more people that passed than failed. And there's way more people, there's 5 times the amount that have passed than failed. So let's write an equation, right? 5 times the amount of people passed. So maybe let's make an equation for passing, which was X, right? So the passing rate, X equals, or, we're going to figure out the equation. It's going to be 5 times literally means multiplication. So we have to have 5 times something, and it's 5 times the amount of people that failed. So that's Y. And it kind of makes sense, right? If you have a Y as a 1 value, 5 times 1 is 5. The number that passed is a higher number than the number that failed. And that's what the wording is saying. We wouldn't have the 5 being on the X side, because then this number is the smaller one and this one is the greater one. So you could always just, use situations just to see if the math works out in your favor. Now we have the 2 formulas, so now we're ready to do a systems of equations. Now, there's different ways to solve systems of equations: substitution, addition, elimination. But if you see that you have one equation that is just X equals, which is what we have here, or it could have been Y equals, what we're going to do is the substitution method, which means that we're going to take what that X equals is, right? The X equals 5Y, and we're going to plug this in to the other equation that had the X value. So I'm going to plop this 5Y into this equation in for the X, because that's what X equals. X equals 5Y. So we have 5Y, that's this part. Now keep proceeding with the equation. So 5Y plus another Y equals 276. Combine your Y's, you got 6 Y's equals 276. And now you have successfully got rid of your X variables, and now we're going to be solving for Y. And keep in mind that Y was the number of students that failed. So let's see. Y equals 6 goes into 27 4 times. So that's a 3 left over, and that's a 6. If we just do the math, we always got to keep that brain sharp. There we go, 46. So Y is 46 students who failed. So we have that part. And now we just got to find out how many students passed. So we go back to either equation, it doesn't matter, just use the one that's easiest for you. And since the other equation already has X equals, I'm just going to use equation number 2, right? X equals 5 times the Y, which was 46. So let's see, X equals That's a 200, right? So what is that? That's 80, that's 92. So what is that? 92. 92? 180? 184? No, that can't be right. Is it? It's got to be more than that, because 5 times 40 is 20. Plus, so that's 200. Plus 5 times 6 is 30. So, yeah, that's got to be 230. And that's students. I don't know where I got the 180 something. 200 students passed. Let's box that off. And we could always just triple check, because remember that the total number of students enrolled has to be 276. So if we take the 230 that passed plus the 46 that failed, you get the 276. And there you go. I hope this helped. Thank you for coming here and checking out the video. I hope you learned a lot about systems of equations and how to make formulas and how to plug it in, the substitution method. Yeah, subscribe to the channel if you want to help us out. Tell your friends, tell your classmates about this channel. My brother and I, we really do appreciate all you guys, and thank you so much for your support. And I hope you guys are doing well out there. Good luck studying hard, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Also, I would like to give a huge shout out to Maricela. Thank you so much for being a member to the channel. Your support means a lot to my brother and me, and we're thrilled to have you be a part of this amazing community. Memberships are open on the channel, and if you want to become a member, just click that join button, which can be found below on any video if you're watching on your desktop, or it can be found on the overall channel page too. For all of you that want your name shown in the video, don't forget to choose the gold tier or higher. Thank you so much for considering, and have a great day. Talk to you in the next lesson. Bye-bye!